In this lecture, we will try to understand how to count objects. How to count objects with the help of static variable. With the help of static variable. Let me demonstrate this simple concept with the help of simple Java program. Just see this one. Class space class name is text. I am defining a class whose name is text. This is beginning of the class. This is ending of the class. In which I am declaring a variable CNT, count variable, whose data type is int, and I am keeping static keyword. Therefore, CNT is a static variable whose data type is int. That we must understand, which is initialized with 0. What is this text? This is known as constructor. This is constructor. What is constructor? We already discussed constructor. Constructor is a method whose name is same as class name. Here class name is text. My constructor name must be text without return type. This one is constructor. Here what is the functionality of constructor? Just CNT plus plus means I am incrementing count by 1. This is beginning of constructor. This is ending of constructor. This is beginning of the class. This is ending of the class. Let me define another class. Here I am declaring another class. That's my class name is count objects. This is beginning of the class. This is end of the class. Public static void main int objs, objs1, objs2. These are 3 variables. These are 3 integer variables. How many variables? 3. These are not objects. I can say these are variables. Simply, what is the data type of all these variables? Objs, objs1, objs2, integer type variables. Here what am I doing? Just say text space t1 equal to new text. What am I doing? I am creating an object. What is that object? My first object. I am referring this object. This t1 is an object whose class name is text. What will I get in this object? I will get CNT, which is initialized with 0. Isn't it? Of course, this particular object will be referred by t1. Isn't it? Once if you create an object, automatically control will go to constructor. What is the duty of constructor here? It is incrementing CNT by 1. Previous value of CNT is 0. Now CNT will be 1. Isn't it? Now what happens? Again I'm creating another object. What is that another object? This is T2. This particular object will be referred by T2, in which it will be initialized with 1. Why? Because already we created an object whose reference variable is T1 and whose value is 1. Now CNT is 1. Whenever an object is created, automatically control will go to the constructor. Now this CNT plus plus means it will get incremented by 1. Now CNT is 2, not 1. Again, I am creating one more object, text T3. I am creating another object whose CNT initial value is 2, but it is referred by which variable, which reference variable? T3. Once if I create an object, what happens? Automatically it will go to constructor. Therefore, this will be incremented by 1. This CNT is, it cannot be 2. CNT is 3. Now, if you speak strictly, this CNT is, just observe the output. You can understand the difference. Yes, let me show this output once. Yes. Actually what happens if you see the output, you can see this will be 3, this will be 3, this will also be 3. Just see, just let me print the output. Objs equal to t1.cnt. What is my t1.cnt? It's not 1, it is 3. Therefore t1.cnt is 3. This value is 3. t2.cnt, it's not 2, it will be 3. This t2.cnt, objs1 is 3. t3.cnt, this is 3. This one, if I print, what happens? System.out.println, number of objects, objs. What is the objs value? 3. System.out. Number of object, objs1. What is objs1? This is also 3. System.out.println, number of objects. Of course, it's a message, objs2, it is 3. This static variable, I can say, why are you getting all outputs as 3? What is the reason? Static variable is also known as class variable. Static variable is also known as class variable. Static variable is a variable which can be shared by all the objects of that class. All the objects of the class. It can shared by all the objects. How many objects are there? T1, T2, T3. All the objects will share same value. You cannot see different CNTs in different objects. That is the way. That's the reason your static variable is called as class variable. Why? Because the value in static variable can be shared by all the objects created for that particular class. That's why you are getting same 3. How many objects we created here? We created 3 objects. That's why you are getting same output as it is class variable, as it is shared by all the objects. Just see, this one you are getting 3. For this one is also you are getting 3. This one is also you are getting 3. Reason is so simple, so straightforward. Reason is, what is the reason? It is this variable is known as class variable, whose values are shared by all the objects of the class. You cannot find different values in different objects. That is the one unique feature of your static variable. Let me demonstrate this. JAVAC, Java compiler, count objects.java. Let me run this program. How can I run JAVAC space count objects? Therefore, you are getting number of objects equal 3, number of objects equal 3, number of objects equal 3. Reason is so simple. Static variable is known as class variable. That value stored in that value can be shared by all the objects of that particular class. This is a simple lecture. Just go through it. If you have any difficulty, please keep a comment. Thank you very much.